Oh.
I was, because that was on the thing there.
They swapped, yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
swapped?
Yeah, I remember. Pyro.
Kyrie? Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
So, I'm gonna finish bandage, or putting, Ombre's arm in splint. And I'm gonna walk up to Gino and I'm gonna smack him right in the face. And I say, you gotta calm down, man. It's your fault. But if you think about it, it's not completely your fault. What you did was you instigated. You blew up a cart from somebody else this time. And when we completely evaded it last time, not wanting to even touch it for the owners to return. Then you come back, you try to dispel it, and you blow it up. And then now, we go upstairs to take a break at nighttime. And then you're instigating the new dragon, of all things, reckless and careless, to push deeper into the power. And then, of course, you had to release a dragon, of all things, rather than restoring this tower to its glory. And then, of course, after that, we get in a big fight. And the dragon we have on one side, then we had Kazan on the other. You injured Ombre. You killed Iowa, or not Iowa. You killed Alrin because you wanted to. I'm going to look at the bronze because you wanted to truce with the dragon that was captured for who knows for how long. And look at where we are now. Missing a friend. Look back at Gino again. You're losing your mind again because somebody else died under your watch. If we're following you, we have to be a little more careful of the actions we take rather than just going balls to the wall and just doing whatever you think is convenient at the time. What do you guys have any replies? Like, this is just my own word. So far, what we've had was a group of people go and break into somebody's house. Rather than, let's enjoy the party that they're putting out. Then you guys blow the house up, and you guys almost lose another person then, too. We gotta work together. We can't be working apart. And then I'm just gonna go look at the group again. You know, accidents happen, and I will admit, I bet you, even if we did restore the power, Kazan would have probably come back. But to release a dragon, we're lucky that only one person died. Then what I'll do is I'll go back and sit down. And just kind of stare at the party. Just, what's next? Now we're going to see a hag. Our plans for that. And that's my recap.
Right.
I think I got everything.
That's good. I like it. It was like in your own third person kind of view.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad now because I had my recap all ready to go and everything. But...
It's okay. So, well, Iowa, you're our next recap, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to just look at Iowa with respect because he really never... So far, all he's done is he's kind of stayed out of the way and let people do their thing and not caused any issues. And he was also trying to convince Bronze to not push too deep into the spell that wand was instigating. Like he said, let's calm down.
Yeah.
I just didn't want the recaps to be all messed up, so that's why I just thought let's just continue with one.
All right. As you guys leave, the tower is destroyed now. There's nothing left here. It's just a crater. As you begin to see fit to head towards Krezk, as last we spoke, another town nearby, to kind of recollect your thoughts and figure out what to do next. Is that your goal still, or would you like to go somewhere else?
Plan is Krezk, and then the marshlands, like Aaron spoke about. He kind of says under his breath, but he starts to walk into the direction.
I'll follow behind.
Ember's coming, but she's keeping her distance now. She mad.
And I'll take the rear.
Alright, as you guys...
Oil would probably be off to the side, just...
And I'm gonna just kind of stay in the bush to kind of keep out of the visual of the.
It is still
anything
nighttime,
coming.
by the way. Actually, did you guys take a long rest or not?
No, we had a long rest in the morning because we buried
Yeah.
Alrun.
Yes.
Yeah.
You took it outside of there. Yes. And I was nice enough to not give you an encounter. Because I'm usually evil.
Strahd evil.
I'd like the Bronze Knight to roll me a d20.
No.
No encounter. Alright, you guys make it nice across the bridge, no effort. As Iowa, I'd like you to roll me a d20.
Yeah. Wait, we're able to use our physical dice, right?
You can
Yes.
this week.
12.
Nothing happens.
Let's see if I can try to find my own.
As
I have a little box of dice.
Andre, I'd like you to roll me
I forgot where I left mine.
d20. Alright, nothing happens. Alright. You guys eventually make it to Krezk. I will show you some handouts. I had to make some new ones because all the other ones got fucked.
Have you guys ever been here before?
This will be our
I've been
first
here
time.
in like a different campaign with different people.
As around the road, a branch north climbing a rocky escarpment, as you see the ending of the gatehouse built on a 20-foot high wall, a stone reinforced to the buttress every 50 feet or so. The walls enclose the settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the walls, you see atop the snow-covered pines and thin, white wisps of smoke, the somber toll of the bell coming from the stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chimes is inviting to welcome the change of a deathly silence of oppression of the fog. You have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at the distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffside that leads up from the walled settlement to the abbey. As you begin to make your way across the old Southwich Road, about a mile, as the fog begins to almost cloak like a curtain across Barovius land, as the cold wind brusques across your face. As for some of you, snow is new to you, and some of it you've been and seen it snow as you crunch across your feet. As up here, it is cold and depressing. As you notice, the air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flank the stone archway, into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the door, the name is Krezk. The walls extended from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapets, you see 4 figures wearing fur hats, clutching spears as they watch you nervously. As the gates are closed.
I look up at them and give a wave. Please, we seek passage into the city. We just want to stay for a couple nights, maybe. We'll only be passing through.
As the guards begin to talk amongst each other, as you see the 2 archers. Do you have anything of trade? Any gifts For our lord, as they whisper to each other, do you have wine?
I have a water skin.
He kind of like grabs his backpack, remembering he does have only one more bottle of wine. I do have something to trade, to offer for your lord. May I ask who is the lord over this township?
Dmitri Krezk, as he sees fit to have the finest wine from the Wizard of Wines, of course.
I'm gonna kind of go up there to. Who's the one that has the last bottle of wine?
I do. When we went to the Bastani tribe, they gave us 3 bottles.
Okay.
Well, when we went to the winery.
Oh, so it is Wizards of Wine, anyways. So
I don't know
I
if it's
think
wizardry wine.
Auron has one
I
as
just know
well.
that I just that. Oh, okay, never mind.
We
Wait,
have
hold
been
on.
waiting for our wagon load of the wines from the Wizard of Wines to the south. The wine has been without for days. The schedule is overdue by 2 weeks. Do you know of this?
I think I do. There was a problem down south with a winery. We helped resolve it, but unfortunately we couldn't save it. However, and he kind of like presents the wine from his bag. We did be able to preserve some of it.
What a shame. Without the wine, the people of Borovia will suffer greatly. Strahd will win this day, and we shall be with nothing. What else do you have worth of our people of Krezk?
is there anything you're seeking in particular?
Yes.
Wine.
Anything particularly looking for?
To
I don't know.
drown our
People-
worries is one of ours. We also have stated of a woman that comes from Borovia, Arena, but I don't think she is with you. I do not see anybody.
I've never met an Irina, so
Yes. She is not with us. He was. Back in Valaki. Strahd took her.
Then all is lost. Our people have nothing to wage against them. What can we offer you besides home in our houses, of course? I suppose we can let you in for 1 day for the wine you have offered us, but nothing more, nothing less, until we see otherwise. Open the gates! As you hear them like cranking them, as they're lifting with the mechanisms, as they're pushing. As you see one
Gino
guard
bows.
waiting for the bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm. He walks up and gives it to him and bows. We'll only be here for a short time, but if we ever need any more time, we will ask, and we will do any work required of us. We're trying to get to the marshlands.
That is the Deadlands. I wouldn't recommend going there if you value your life.
according to you, it doesn't matter whether or not we go. Our lives are forfeit.
I suppose so, if you see it that way. As you enter into the village of Krezk, The mist shadows the village beyond the wall. Nothing more, scattered by humble wooden cottages along the dirt road, stretched between the stands of snow dust-piled trees. So many trees, in fact, as it's a constitute of a forest. To the northeast is a grey cliff that rises sharply on the road. Winding up to the abbey is easy to see from the vantage. As you can see, the village operates in communes with no exports or no money-making businesses. The villagers grow trees and vegetables and cut them and heat their home. They raise chickens and pigs and share their food. Only a very few villages have cows and mules. No horses in Krezk, of course, as the cold winds would have killed them off long ago. As the inn and the tavern seems fit, as you can see people chopping wood, milking cows, and performing chores. As you do see the burgomaster's cottage in the distance. Come, follow us. We will take you towards our baron.
Of course. As he starts to walk, he looks behind, and then in particular, he looks at Embrae, and he kind of like stays back a little bit, so he can get to distance with her, and then keeps pace, and he kind of whispers just enough for her to hear. How how's your injuries?
She'll kind of look over at you, not like turning her head, but just like you'll see her eyes shift. I've been better, that's for sure. After all of that, I don't know, my head's a bit shaken. And then after like a long pause, and yourself, I still hope you're okay.
Kind of looks at the state of the town, the village, and then he looks back at Embrae and he says, "I'll be honest. You might need to stay here for more than one day. But for the time being, let's just try to earn our usefulness and our keep. This place seems harsh, but honest and earnest. I would like to make good relations with the burgomaster here."
Sorry to cut you short. We do have Oren eventually arriving, coming in. Well, not Oren anymore.
Yeah.
As I will get the spinning wheel out, I will not bring it on video, just because I'm lazy.
That's
I want to
fine.
continue onwards, but we'll get you a magical item.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go! Magical
Maybe you get
items.
something good.
Legendary.
I was like, hey, I know
Legendary.
I'm signed up for another volunteer spot, and they were like, yeah, we have too many volunteers, and I was like, sick, I'll leave then. And they were like, okay.
I'm sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. I gotta go.
now.
Wow, you got an actually good one. Critical enchantment. That's really good.
Oh,
Let's go!
Basically barbarian bullshit.
yeah. That's-
Oh,
Hey, Lars.
okay, sick. That'll be okay. Hell yeah.
We got a couple good enchantments this time.
Alright, well, you can add that to your character if you want, or trade it. It doesn't really matter. We'll continue onwards. It's from that book, so.
So I'm gonna go
Perfect, I'll
up
look
to
it up.
Chino and I'm gonna kind of take out my little writing book and I'm gonna ask, what are we doing here?
Well then, let's try to put on good faces. That's what Arlen would have wanted.
As you eventually come towards the Burgomaster's Bordeaux, you can see the Burgomaster's Cottage is a building closest to the outer edge of the Burgomaster's Cottage. The largest building town, the modest dwelling. Dimitri and Anna, his wife, greets you.
What time of day is it? Like morning or afternoon?
It's morning still. as you see, they don't have any children or anything like that. As you can see, looking at Anna's face, she looks depressed more as compared to Dimitri as they look at towards you. Greetings towards our village of Krezk. I heard you brought wine.
That is correct, sir.
As the guard brings the wine to him.
Yep.
As we are the last of our bloodline. I hope you will stay well for the time of the 24 hours that you are welcome here. As you can see, we are running short on wine, and I was hoping there were much more, but it seems from what we heard from our spies that sadly the wine is no longer pouring. The people will suffer hard for this. So, what brings you far and wide to Krezk? Balaki was not good enough for you?
I'm afraid our time in Valaki ran short after Strahd took over.
What a shame. And I was hoping Balaki would have spared well compared to Borovia. Well, we will see fit to bring you a cottage abandoned from many of our families that have left or withered in the graves. I will see it fit that you will not go hungry as we Krezks stay together. As he's the nicest, one of the nicest left in these towns. But you can tell he's lost a lot over the last few years. As you can tell, Anna, just by looking at her, you can roll an insight check.
$15.
Ooh, Gino, right away, 20.
Nice.
Because Gino, you can tell, as well as Ombre, just knowing deep down, even a 15 will get it, you do know they lost something really dearest to them, but they don't want to talk about it.
Thank you for your hospitality.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your hospitality. And Gino bows.
Before they leave, even though Embre's pissed at the group, minus Kyrie,
I
she'll
will say,
approach the
Go ahead.
Baron.
You try to approach,
Oh,
the guards
sure.
block you.
Um,
Halt!
Sorry, I just wanted to let you know, in addition to your hospitality, and you mentioning how the people will be sad without any of the wine to raise their spirits, I happen to be quite talented at singing, and if you ever need anything at the tavern, I know sometimes in the darkest of times that singing and stories make people forget. So, thank you. I don't want to take any more of your time. And she'll bow.
Stay safe, is all I say. Enjoy your days rest here in Krezk. As he begins to head back inside, as his wife begins to follow in suit.
For purchasing things in this town,
The guards look at you.
is it pretty steep as well?
We do not have much to offer, as this place is a lot smaller and not very. They don't have a lot to give.
Depending if we have time or not, is there any help that you guys would like done around town as a thank you?
The guards look at you. You only get to stay here one day. Enjoy it. We'll show you around, and you'll be leaving.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. As you guys begin to look around Krezk, you can see this town is obviously in shambles. You can see a lot of the cottages here are about 200 square feet. They can only obviously house between 2 to 4 adults, and maybe, as you can see, there are only one child or less in most households. There's not many kids live here. As you can see, every cottage has its own graveyard where family members are inherent, as caskets are planted for decades, now empty. As it's depressing. As it's strange because as you look at them, you're realizing, why are they empty? Why are they half buried out of the ground? What the hell's going on? But knowing the fact that they have graves behind their houses is depressing as hell. As the population here is very steep. And there isn't that many people here. They're under 100 population.
I'm gonna ask the guard, do you mind if I ask a question?
No.
Why are these coffins all empty?
Keep your mouth shut and we shall go correctly. You are a foreign person here. You do not get any information from us. If best, you might get to hear a bit of information on tavern, but for the time being, I wouldn't pick where your nose shouldn't be, especially in Krezk. You are foreigner from here. We do not know you. Who knows, you might be even working for him himself. As they eventually escort you to their cabin. The cabin is housed for 4 people. It's as squishy as hell. It's tight. As they do give you a little basket. Inside the basket, you see a dried piece of bread that's about over a week old. It's really rock hard. As well as fresh milk they can produce here, and a small amount of cheese, enough for 2 people. You may look around, but please, do not snoop where it does not belong. As he begins to head out, the guard back to his post.
This is cozy.
Don't worry about it. We'll sleep comfortably tonight, regardless.
Well, it's during the day, so you still have a lot of time. You can enjoy to break bread if you wish. Go to a tavern. They have a little bit of things to do here, but not very much compared to Vallaki.
The guard's left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he kind of like closes the door and turns around. Well, there are 3 things that I've noticed. He kind of like starts to pace back and forth, thinking. 1. This town, albeit depressing as it is, are vehemently against Strahd, which means his corruption isn't here all the way yet. Which means there's a very good chance this town could be saved. 2. Whatever is happening here, it means that the resources are limited, which means we could help. Some way, somehow, we can help. And 3, but most importantly, he kind of looks at the state of the food and the state of the milk, and then he looks at the rest of the party. Besides going to the marshlands, we can help. But should we? Of course. But will they let us? That is a different question.
I was just going to say, these people don't seem like they particularly want to be helped, but they also seem to be shriveling up because they don't have enough wine to replace their blood with.
I'm kind of wondering if they're just afraid to ask for help, because then they'll expect somebody wants something in return. Like the guards, they're hiding something, but they're afraid to ask for help because they think that something might be asked in return, or they're suspicious of us.
Well, in that case, no, go ahead.
I think while Embry is listening to this, she's going to sit forward because she's hearing what kind of sounds like we're trying to get ourselves into something again. Clearly caring about what's going on with these people. Kyrie asking for help. She's going to just kind of lay it out on the table. Before we go forward with any of this, again, I know I kind of joined this to help myself as a bard and, really more of on a whim. But after what just happened last time, I think there needs to be a fourth point. And I think as a group, can we come up with like a contingency that, no offense, Gino, if you lose your shit again or you go to the other side, what do we do? Like, we don't want innocent people here hurt. And
Oiwa's head kind of snaps over in Embrace's direction. And he kind of glances down at the sword that's currently holstered in his sheath, and he says, "I'm his contingency."
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we have a dragon to deal with too.
And by the
Right.
way, these people need food so desperately, we could have gotten them some from that nice little portal that we opened up, but guess it's a little too late for that now.
You got some of that left over though, don't you? You took it all out.
It's all
out of
it's all
character, I
bad
think it
now.
disappeared.
It's all well. No, Red mentioned that after
Yeah, the magic fades.
yeah.
It decomposed itself.
It all decomposed. Because I was thinking, I was like, damn, if the portal was still good, we would have been able to help these guys out.
Yeah. Well, I think
I can see real quick. He kind of looks at Embray, and he doesn't say anything to what she said, but he does nod after, especially what Oiwa said about the contingency. And he looks at her, and he finally says, "You don't have to worry about that anymore." And he kind of has like a mini flashback about the conversation he had with Alrin about staying in the room and leaving his emotions in that room. And he looks back at Embray and he like gives like a smile. You could tell he's like trying his best. So he smiles and he says, "You don't have to worry about that anymore." But in either case, I just want to
Well,
help.
I'm glad to hear at least there's a plan, so I guess don't beat yourself up too much. We're all under a lot of pressure. It seems everyone here in Barovia has dealt with something.
Something I did mention, Embray. You mentioned something about maybe offering your talents in the local tavern here. Maybe you can gain some information around, maybe see why this place is in the state it's in. Obviously, in part, it's probably due to the environment and the harsh conditions that's set upon itself. But I have a feeling, I don't know if you felt it too, back when we met the burgomaster and his wife, something happened to them. Something bad. Something maybe that's continuing to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of able to tell too, and it's why I kind of ran up and offered, just in case if we needed anything to get here or to see if we can hear and find anything out. Again, I may not have been a part of this group long, but I can see all your intentions are always trying to help others. Almost heroic. even if it does get us in trouble.
Almost.
Can we trust
First
you're not going
instinct
to
would be
smash these windows bronze?
No promises.
Try to restrain yourself, please.
Well, myself, and I guess Bronze, since he said he's going to follow me either way, I'm going to see if there's a church here. Maybe we can speak to the priest. Maybe find out a little bit about what's going on in the town. Maybe learn about its history. We won't pry, but I would like to learn more. And he kind of takes out a couple vials that he's already prepared. See if the holy water is potent here. If my inkling serves correctly, it should be very strong.
You wish me to accompany you?
And I'll follow.
Yes.
Why?
I believe your connection not only to hold on, are monks naturally connected to to nature, or is it or am I thinking of someone, or am I
It
thinking of
depends,
different?
obviously. They have intuition.
Mm.
I would be
Some-
an abomination to these people. They already seem to have a problem with grave robbing. I don't think they'd like seeing one of the ones who rose from one naturally. They can't see my face, which is the only reason why they haven't run me through yet.
And maybe it's perhaps best and you stick close with Imbre then.
That's up to her. She doesn't seem to be a particular fan of me right now.
How about you go, and I will stay. Seems two people to protect. Gino could be useful, and then I could be here in case she needs the strength. If that didn't offend, apologies.
I could
You're
do
fine.
something.
I'll go. The last time you tried to protect it, Gino, you royally fucked it up.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
It's pretty small. It's a cottage, like maybe 10 feet.
I'm going to take out a blade of grass and a rope, and I'm going to blow it into the blade of grass right in the middle of the cabin. And then the rope is going to start kind of snaking up, and it creates
Rope trick.
Yep. And
I
I
was
say this is the safest a person can be. We can help her get up there if she would rather stay. And this does not go unless or it stays for about an hour.
I was just going to say, Kyrie, that if you wanted to help Embrae gain some information, you can, but I believe your hunting skills would prove very beneficial here. Not only for us, but maybe even for this village.
They'll need to ask.
And please,
There's forest around, eh?
Yeah, there's plenty.
Okay.
just be careful. It's daytime. Make sure you come back before the sun starts to set. Not after, not during, before.
Sun settings might when I start really getting good. But does Ombre want to come with me?
I think for now I'm gonna try and head to the tavern like Gino was mentioning, and it sounds like Dragon Boy you're following.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do if maybe I can earn us some extra stay or even just hearing a little bit more.
There was a problem with the werewolves in the area, was there not?
Yes, that's why I mentioned. But honestly, there's and he kind of like shivers kind of rolling down his spine, remembering all the encounters he had. There's even worse things than werewolves out there.
I've had a couple of interactions with wolves of them. Speaking of Strahd, that's what he sends. Silvered, red-eyed, ghostly figures. A lot of them has been sent to me. And miraculously surviving, that's when I found you guys in the tower.
I have a decent mind to send you with him than a bronze, but in that case, let's
I'd
meet up.
recommend not hunting for wolves.
No. I would be hunting for deer or something like that, but I'm not going to be going out there alone in a forest infested with potentially undead and werewolves.
During the day, it's a lot safer, way safer than closer to the evening.
Can I do an insight?
Sure.
I want to see if Gino's trying to kill me or actually giving me good advice.
Daytime is
Yeah,
dangerous more than sunset.
he's
Fair,
just
He shook up,
regurgitating
man. He got like.
what he learned from Balovia, from the Burgomaster that he was taught.
Oh yeah,
If you say so. No, I'm joking.
Right?
If you say.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
okay. I guess
Does
what I
that
could do
mean
is
it's
I
a
could
trap?
go. Yeah, well, especially after the tower incident. Um, I'll just say then I'll go and talk to the guards and see if they have a hunting party, and I'll see if I can join them.
All right, it's almost midday. I'll be back here. Maybe I'll honestly try to meet up with you guys at the tavern in about. He kind of like tries to gauge the time. Almost close to sunset, and then we'll come back here.
Alright, let us go then.
The
He
sun
holds
started
out his
to-
hand.
No. Ember
I'm
just
good.
kind of like pulls her hand
No.
back.
No.
Just,
She's still a little upset. Like, I'll let you lead the way though, but thank you. She like pulls her arm close to herself. Her broken arm. You said it's broken for like a week, right, Red?
No, a couple days.
Okay, cool.
It's just.
That's like a week it's long.
It's in a sling right now.
Okay,
Yeah, I slung it up before going and trying to talk to Gino.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go see if there's a local church or priest
There
or
is
whatever.
the Abbey of Saint Mark. It's the biggest
Yeah,
church
yes.
known across Barovia, but it is gated. Anyways, yeah. So you guys all disperse. We'll go with the people in the tavern first. So whoever's going to the tavern, I'm assuming it's just one person.
Me and Ombre.
Yeah, I was about to say,
The
remember.
Ambres. All right. I don't really have a tavern map, so I'm just gonna use this map just for the fuck of it.
I think while we're on the way, he's holding on to his like greatsword like over the shoulders, like the blade on both of his shoulders while he's holding onto the handle, and like don't know if Ombre's onto the side of him or
You're walking a little
behind him.
behind you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just looks behind for a second. I may not be smart, but I do have a sense of justice. Right and wrong, and I hope that everything goes right. Even if something's trapped for years. So I know in fact that if I was a dragon stuck for years, I'd be majorly pissed, but he is a brother, after all.
I definitely see your point. You, at this point, don't really have to explain much more. What's done is done, right? And I appreciate your explanation. I understand where you're coming from, but it's okay. I've moved past it, and I appreciate the sentiment for sure, though.
That's why you may rely on me on my strength. As much as it hurts, at least.
And I appreciate it. I will definitely let you lead. And she just like smiles a bit.
He smiles back, but he's gonna open the door for her. Bam. Step to the side.
Alright, as you enter in the small, cozy tavern, it's full with people. Not very many, but you do see kind of a bartender. We're just going to roleplay it out. This is not a bar, but it looks like a cottage. But you begin to kind of assess yourself around the vicinity. You do see other people communicating and talking. Roll me a perception check. As Juliet, you can roll a perception check as well.
She's perceptive.
Hell yeah.
Alright. You can roll me a d8, both of you except for the person who failed. Alright. And as you overhear Juliet, did you hear about the burgomaster Krezk? He recently lost his 14-year-old son, Elia, to an illness. Tragic. The last of the 4 Krezk children did not survive. What curse is this place? As you hear night, you hear, I heard the pools of the north at the end of the village provides fresh water throughout the whole year. But next to the pool, a village ancestor built a shrine to the Morning Lord in the gazebo. It's also known as the Shrine of the White Sun. As you look around, a lot of the people of Krezk kind of look like Barovians. They're kind of hollowed inside. They drink to kind of drown their sorrows. As the bartender looks at you, what can I get you?
Go ahead.
We have wine, and we have wolf stew.
I'll take a wine, please.
Right. It's kind of watered down wine as he charges you a silver piece. As they're kind of low on alcohol, so they have to make do what they have.
And she'll sort of toss the silver piece over. Thank you.
And you, man with armor, what do you need? Drink? Food?
Both. I've had a tough day, but not as bad as he. Yeah, never mind.
2 silver then, sir.
Embry will kick your shin.
Yeah, not bad.
Alright, pay him 2 silver as you get some stew. Stew is actually piping hot, it's actually fresh. As the wine is watered down. As he's currently playing music, you can see there is a piano here, a very old organ kind of piano with 3 pedals. They don't really have a stage or anything. As you can see, there's a couple tables.
Embry will lean in to the bartender. I'd like something to drink as well, and by chance, I see you guys have a piano over there. Do you guys allow performers?
You can play if you want, but not much people have money to spare.
Oh no, I'm not looking in for money. It's to kind of brighten everyone's spirits and make it a little bit sad.
I wish you luck.
Then, as she performs, how about I offer you this? As I'll actually offer the fine wine. You may serve it to everybody.
He looks at you. Will not deserve this. This should go towards the Burgomaster. But if it's gift, then I shall take.
It is gift. You may serve it to everybody if you wish.
His eyes kind of spark up as he pops the cork. Drinks on the house! Thanks to this night! Enjoy! As everybody kind of cheers. There's like 7 people in here.
You have the floor, as they say.
As they pour you a full kind of cup, Juliet. As the wine is not, it's not clear, it's dark. As this is not watered down.
She's gonna kind of like swirl it around, and then before drinking it, she sort of looks up and makes eye contact with the Bronze Knight. Thank you.
It's to cheer everybody up, they say. But, nonetheless, you're welcome.
As Bronze Knight, you get a rumor from the bartender since you did that great act. You can roll a d8. You won't get the same one if you rolled it. 7.
Even.
I've heard of the Abbey. The one over there, he points at the big kind of building. It is simply called the Abbot. Supposedly rumors have been told he arrived over a century ago. But between you and me, he hasn't aged a day since. He occasionally visits the shrine of the White Sun. But he doesn't talk much. But he demands damn tribute, the form of wine. I have no reason why, but no one knows his true name, or where he came from, or many believe he is a servant of the devil himself, Strahd, or a vampire in disguise.
Thank you.
Alright, roll me performance. You have advantage since the Bronze Knight. 13. You play music itself, as the music is kind of heart-filled as it plays music to people's ears. It warms their frozen hearts and it melts away. For that, you do get a rumor as well, as one individual kind of walks towards you. You can roll a d8.
Get a 7. Damn it.
As you hear, I heard the Abbey was once a hospital, a convent, but it fell in hard times after the land was swallowed by the mists. Some clergy fell a prey upon Strahd, while others went mad and either starved themselves to death, or turned as he whispers in your ear, "Cannibalism."
Embry will just kind of shudder, but just keep playing along.
As you guys eventually, the Bronze Knight, especially you do see Juliet. She's in obviously fine armor like yourself. She stands out completely different around here. She doesn't feel like she is a part of Krezk at all. Like you, a bystander from a different time or different plane. I'd like you to introduce your character, Juliet.
Yeah, you'll see fairly short in stature. She's about like 5'4". Um she's fairly tall. She has characteristically like gray sort of eyes that should seem very dead but are somehow extremely animated. Though there's this general sort of sense that she's unimpressed with everything about her. And she'll actually sort of stand up and approach Embray. That was some good playing. And she'll give you a silver piece.
Oh, well, thank you. And you don't have to do that. I promise. I'm here for just trying to warm up any of the cold places that
If I
still are
needed the
around.
silver, I'd keep it. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. And I think she'll make eye contact with you and see kind of like how you described, like she'll see these powerful gray eyes, but full of like life. Um, the name is Embray. You don't seem like you're from around this area.
I'm not. I'm currently looking for someone, but I've been getting a little sidetracked. Too much weird shit going on around here. Pardon, Juliet.
Ah, she'll reach her one good hand that's not in a sling right now to shake your hand.
Speaking
Oh,
of too much shit, and she'll sort of shake your hand. The hell's happened there?
ah, so she'll point like behind you at the Bronze Knight. You see that like big dumb muscly guy over there?
She sort of grabs her glaive beside her. Yeah, did he fuck you up?
No, no. Oh, I mean, you don't have to kill him. I appreciate the sentiment. But he is just kind of one of those guys that is dumb. They have the best intentions, but it just comes out wrong. I mean, I'm sure you've encountered this like your whole life. Like, you understand, right? Like, I'm a performer. I see it all the time. They just think we're women. So yeah, he made that type of choice, and she points at her slung arm, resulted in this.
Can I
Oh.
hear this?
Roll perception check. You do every word.
Embry has no shame.
I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to it, but still sip the wine, just like pretend I didn't hear.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you
nice to
two
meet you.
seem
Sorry.
maybe capable. What brings you around here?
Oh, I mean, I think as Embry is enjoying the atmosphere of being able to play again after all this and brings her more joy, she's going to kind of open up to Juliet a little bit more, especially with the wine. Oh, speaking of crazy shit, I'm a part of this, like, group of travelers. I really want to get my name out there as a bard, so I thought, these people seemed adventurous, they kind of were fun, and it went south very, very fast. One of them is kind of like this depressed wizard, like boy. He seems so sweet though, and yeah. So his like adventures are kind of taking us here. But then the whole man thing. They want to save everyone, and so now, yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble. It's just I haven't been able to really open up for a little bit.
No, that's fair. Honestly, same. It's been a while since I've had any good company. Gets a little, shall we say, cold out in these parts.
Absolutely.
I couldn't help but overhear that there seems to be some very strange shit going on in that abbey. Me personally, I'm not one to roll around and let a sanctified place rot. So, if you're, and she kind of looks over to the Bronze Knight, your depressed wizard and your stupid friend are in the business of, reclaiming parts of this land, I'd love the help.
I think Embry will look and see if the Bronze Knight is looking over. Like, is he keeping watch? Like,
Oh, the moment
protectively?
the moment she said stupid, fucking, he's already having like the glare.
She'll like wave at you to come over.
He just like stands up. He does have his 6 feet, but he doesn't show his face. So all you have been seeing is just the Bronze Knight with a just
Helmet.
kind of broken helm, but you see pitch black for the eye holes. So
I
none
think she
haven't
just
seen his face
assumes
yet.
he's probably keeping watch.
And then you probably see him like when the moment you wait for him, he gets up.
Oh, hello.
This is I mean, I guess we're just calling him the Bronze Knight. I really haven't asked his actual name. Sorry, this is Juliet.
Yes.
She was introducing herself, and she kind of heard of some things kind of going down. And if Gino, he's been trying to look at a way if this might pertain to it, we could get some help.
Are there people nearby, Red? It's like since it's a
Yeah,
small
it's a
tavern.
small. Yeah, there's always people. You guys
Hmm.
could potentially use one of the back rooms.
Well, I've heard rumors as well. Man, I am small compared to these tokens. But I've heard rumors as well. But I'd save those for when we're alone.
Right, well,
Yeah.
for what it's worth, not only do I believe that abbey is a little suspicious, but they claim that this place hasn't been touched by, this devil's influence. Yet, ironically enough, the villagers refuse to leave for fear of werewolves and wolves and other vicious beasts on the outskirts. If there's one thing I know about this fuckhead with teeth, it's that he uses those wolves as, servants, so I think it's safe to say that this place is not out of the man's reach.
Kimberly
You
will
see
like
the
lean
Bronze Knight like
closer.
stand still for a second because he's hearing. Wait, does your character like looks a cut above the rest, basically like a noble woman's face type of thing?
Not necessarily. She definitely looks like the type of person who knows her way around a fight.
Okay, then that would really like shake up because like you're cussing a lot in front of him, so he's just like, I'm large.
That's how the token is. Your token is smaller.
Yeah.
Embry will lean in to Juliet and whisper, You're talking about Strahd, right?
Yeah. Strix, or whatever his fucking name is. Don't care, either way, vampires only end up one way, and that's burned in the sun. Or, I suppose, stake through the heart. Or now that you mention it, I think, can't you also, like, do something to their regardless, they'll die.
I like this lady.
Yes. She's quite fiery.
Oh, anyways, suppose now that I've met the stupid knight and the, singing little songbird, where's the depressed wizard?
They mentioned they
I
were running around themselves trying to figure some stuff out, but they'd meet us here by sunset.
Right, and it should go on record, and she'll sort of turn to the Bronze Knight. I mean it with no offense, it's just what she used to describe you.
She waves at you again. Smiling.
I just look at you. It's just like then I play dumb. It's just like I don't like this lady.
Oh no, I think she's excellent.
And you probably see like shaking in his helmet just immediately, just like to you is just like,
Well, I suppose if we are to sit here, then at least let's enjoy the wine and some more music while we wait.
Alright.
And Bray will kind of like wink.
As we'll move to another group as we will continue onwards. You guys can roleplay in the chat if you see fit.
Oh, well, have you noticed it yet? And he kind of like looks around. There's
I
not
just want.
so little children. So very little children.
Yes. Simply be more resources if people were to be having children right now. Probably for the best.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Well, here we are. I'm kind of standing in front of the Abbey.
Alright, so you guys see a switchback road that hugs on the cliff of a 10-foot wide, covered loose gravels of chunks and broken rocks, ascending a slow, somewhat treacherous as the air grows colder here near the top. As the road climbs about 400 feet, double backing it twice. So you see it goes all the way around to get there. So that's steep hill.
Seems like it's going to be a bit of a walk then. Luckily you picked the most boring person to have a conversation with.
As you guys begin to stop, you see a guy with a shovel there as he looks at you. Are you going to this abbey?
No.
Yes, that's... Yes, sir. We just wanted to maybe have a couple of prayers and,
I would be worry. An old folk tale. The Abbey of Saint Macovia was named after the priest of the Morning Lord. You see, he took stand against the devil Strahd in his prime. Well, things didn't end up the way we thought. After a fierce uprising, Macovia and her most loyal followers stormed the castles of Ravenloft. I guess you could say, you know what happened. They were obliterated. I wish you well, as he starts digging up a grave.
kind of... He doesn't say anything to Oiwa, but he does give a very serious look. Starts walking.
Yeah, I mean, all you would be met with is the impassive stare from his mask. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, Gino?
What's that?
The man who says he was sworn to protect you is the one who got your friend killed. And the man now sworn to kill you is the one acting as your bodyguard.
He doesn't turn back, but he keeps walking. And he kind of looks up at the sky and then looks at the encroaching Abbey as they're walking. And he says out loud, "You know, Ewa, these times are strange. Even weirder now that we're here together. And yet, with you, I feel a sense of safety." And he kind of grips his wand and takes it out, inspecting it as he's walking. "You know, I got this at a very young age, and I was always taught that no matter what, good or evil, it all depends on the person who wields it. And yet, once again, as he sheaves his wand back into his pants pocket, looks back at Oiwa as he's walking, and he smiles. He genuinely smiles. I feel safe. By the way,
I think
let's
Oil
keep
would
moving.
probably. Well, before we keep moving, Oil would remove his mask for a second. And he would kind of open like the front of his kimono, and you see he would just be exposing kind of his like most of his chest and his torso, and you see kind of along the kind of like right below his belly button, there's a long horizontal scar that runs across that runs all the way across his waist. And he looks at you and he says, I got this because I failed to protect somebody once. I don't plan on getting it again, but I suppose I'm glad that you feel safe, even though you shouldn't.
Kind of stops and he examines the scars. And then he looks up at Oiwa. I'm sorry that happened.
I was too. I guess. Luckily, I don't remember why or who it was for. I remember who caused me to do it, but I don't remember yet who I was trying to protect.
As you guys begin to have a conversation climbing up this steep hill, you hear a random bell ring at odd times. As during the day you hear it bing. As you hear it in the distance, I'd like you both to roll me a perception check.
What is that? Do you hear it?
25.
Alright. You hear a baleful scream and horrible, inhuman laughter. As you hear it loud and clear, but you don't hear it. You just hear the noise of the bell.
Do you hear that, Oiwa? It sounds like a toll of something.
Yeah, Oil would cover himself back up and put his mask back on. Yes, it also sounds like someone's in pain. Perhaps those rumors weren't too far off.
What do you mean?
People have questioned some things about the abbot. There are sounds like screams, pain coming from up there. If you want to help, I'd make haste.
You guys eventually make
Proceed with caution. Yeah, go ahead.
You guys eventually make it towards a long trek, taking you 20 minutes. Your legs hurt after a long hike up the hill. Eventually, noticing this big fortress of a place, the Abbey. You see on the road of the village, climbs above the mists, the wide ledge which the Abbey's perched, a light dusting of snow covering the trees of the rocky earth. A gravel road passes between the two small stone outbuildings to the side, which stretches a 5-foot high, 3-foot thick wall, jumbled in stones and held together with a mortar. Blocking the road are iron grates attached to the outbuilding by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked, but the view through the gates of the abbey stands quiet. The two wings are joined by a 15-foot high curtain wall, as you see a belfry protruding from the rooftop of the closer northern wing, which also supports a chimney billowing gray smoke.
As he's like looking at the intimidating figure, he kind of turns back towards Oiwa. I think you're right. This place is definitely more than what it seems. It seems like the after effects of the rebellion against him have certainly reached here. I thought that maybe this town was out of his reach,
Yes.
but
There are many things in this land that aren't what they seem.
in that case, this time we won't.
You do hear like
Too far.
you guys hear sleeping from either end. As you can tell, there is somebody sleeping in either end of these areas. You can see the gates are unlocked. It's up to you if you want to be the considered individual of opening the door and greeting, or you can sneak your way in.
I think stealth would be the smart thing to do here.
Well, it is a church, is it not? Seems like we just came a little bit early. There should be no harm in just. And he kind of like timidly steps up forward
Every church I've been
and raises
to,
up his hand and then looks at Oiwa for confirmation before knocking.
It's just a rusty, gridded gate. It's unlocked. You can open it, but it makes a loud squealing noise.
every church I've been to here, which, to be honest, is not many, but the other ones I've been to didn't have screams of pain and maniacal laughter coming from within. Unless that's
And he kind of steps back, remembering what Oiwa said about the screams of pain. But I didn't hear anything. It just sounds. Oh,
Perhaps you didn't want to hear it. It was there, though.
and it takes a couple steps backwards. You could tell he's visibly a little bit afraid. Maybe we should come back.
The first wise thing you've said. We will return later.
Alright. So you guys head back down the hill. As in the meantime, we head towards Kyrie. Kyrie, what would you like to do?
I'm going to head over to the guards post, and I'm going to see if they have a hunting party going up.
They look at you as you... Do you ask them, or are you just looking?
I'm asking.
We do not leave to hunt for wolves or creatures within the woods. They are full of wolves and direwolves, even werewolves. You may go yourself alone, but we do not leave the village.
So nobody ever goes out hunting?
Never.
Who brings in your guys' food?
We grow it ourselves. It is dangerous out there. But if you want, by all means, be hunted by those creatures. As you see all these graves, it is just a glimpse of what has happened over the last few decades.
Is it only dire wolves? Or are
He
there
said
deer
wolves,
and everything
direwolves,
else?
and werewolves.
Yeah. Also no deer or typical...
These grounds are hunted by those creatures. Rumors have been spoken that there is a den of them deep in the forest, beyond Krezk.
Of where? Of what?
Beasts.
Which direction would that be?
As they look at you, shocked. Your funeral, as they show you, it's basically like north east from here, so it'd be like deep in the forests. But no one's really been here, but gone there to hunt it. As they kind of, one guard kind of explains, years ago they attempted it as they lost their entire party troop to these beasts. They one explains they look human, they blend in really well, as they're not trustworthy.
Sounds like a werewolf if they're humanoid.
They steal our children. They bring them into those horrible creatures.
How long ago was your last batch of children stolen?
As they say, 2 weeks ago, we lost 3 kids. They come into our home. They blend in, and they take them. We hide and keep watch. We hope that the abbot can help us. But it seems he is not helpful at all, even with the creatures at night.
I do understand your skepticism of us then. So if you don't recommend that I go,
You
then I
can
shall.
go, but I cannot promise your survival.
Let me see here.
But now you know that there's a den of them.
And you'll allow me to come back in?
You only have a day here, and that's it. Once the day's up.
No, I know, but I'm not. We're spending the night too, right?
Correct.
Or
Yeah.
we got, yeah. So I mean, like right now, mid-afternoon. So I was thinking maybe I'll, if I was to leave and attempt,
You can leave from the back way. That's how you get in there. Doesn't have
Yeah.
doors.
but to return.
Yeah, you can return. It's just you have 24 hours. You're supposed to leave
Okay.
by sunrise, depending if something happens in the campaign that makes you stay longer otherwise.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll head on out for a couple of hours then. Not to the north, but towards the south.
Okay. Alright. We'll say that. Give me a survival check. What are you hunting? Or what are you trying to hunt?
In this case, if they're saying it's only wolves,
There's a lot of them, so they're hunting everything.
Yeah, I'll try to aim just for the wolves because I know I can wolves and rabbits or whatever prey or anything that I can find.
Give me a survival check. You begin to hunt for a few hours. You accumulate 3 hares. There is no elks, no wolves during the mornings.
Okay. I'll
As
stay out.
they're really
for-
small. They probably weigh about 3 pounds each.
Yeah, I'll stay out for a couple more hours, and right around,
All right, as you do that,
let's just
roll
say
me a
4 p.m.
d20 for a random encounter. Nothing happens. You're saying for how many hours?
Just until about 3, and then I'll head on back.
All right, give me 2 more d20s. 9, 8. No encounters. You're safe. Thank God. I don't know if you would survive a single encounter by yourself, especially during the daytime.
Well, I'm in the forest, so
Yeah, but still. You can't. You may be hidden stealthy, but there are things that can smell you.
good point. Yep.
All right.
Will
You
cover
hunt.
myself up with mud.
All right. As we will kind of collide back into the city, as eventually Iowa, Bronze Knight, Juliet, Ombre, Gino, you all collect, except for Kyrie. Kyrie's still hunting. As I will bring you back to the map where we were conveying conversations. Let's here. As I will add the other 2 tokens in. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, because I need a bio.
Yeah, hares aren't going to feed very much, so I don't want to just stay out there for an hour.
So, see, the plan is to prove our worth. So you kind of low key have the most important job. You know, like I was figuring, you can do some hunting, and you can present it to the burgomaster, or maybe like a guards captain, maybe. And you can maybe we can get another night.
That's
And then
kind of what I was thinking too. That's why I didn't really
Yeah.
argue it after that
Mhm.
insight, because
Yeah.
I didn't really want to
Same.
go alone. But let's just say I'm glad I didn't have to worry. I don't want to have to use my abilities to get away. And that's kind of why I just stuck without just doing 3 hares, because what the heck is that going to do? It's going to feed a
You got a
family and
whole
that's
fam-
it.
I was just gonna say.
Oh, he says 3, but with my abilities, I get double. I'm going to have to bring that up to Red.
Good background roleplay too.
Yep.
Who?
I think it's all around, man. All around.
Everyone's doing good. See, I'm always scared when we split into groups, but I always enjoy the different perspectives from each smaller group too.
Bro, the fucking screams.
I'm just glad that Jen. I'm taking it into consideration that my slap kind of brought Gino back into some sort of sanity.
Right? I thought the kids were gonna guilt him kind of into investigating.
Oh,
He
he
got that
is.
stuff on
He is. It's just
Oh,
Right
you're
now.
talking me going up to the den? No, thank you.
bro, that den sounds crazy.
I'll wait till the rest of because that's going to be the first.
Mind
I
you,
hear.
my character did say that the villagers don't want to leave because the outskirts are swarmed by wolves. So
Yeah.
that could be a way to prove ourselves as well.
Well, I was raised in
Mm.
the what's it? The Feywild, so wolves are kind of a common thing out there. But I just know that I'm not strong enough to be able to take on a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying
So here
playing.
I'm holding my fingers. Crossing my fingers while hitting the 2d20s because I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I was gonna roll in real life, but I'm like, no, these dice might roll high. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Especially for nighttime.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's our longest session we went without a death?
I feel like it was back when we had when it was like Lucian, Seraph, Gino, Anubis.
So
Yep.
you guys
Yep.
had 2 clerics. Did all of your spells like go by the time the battle ended, or were they kind of targeted first?
I think a lot was dumb choices, and well, sometimes.
Alrin pretty
Like
much
not
got
a bad
like
thing.
absolutely bonked because the enemy teleported right behind him and then whacked the shit out of him.
Oh, we're talking about the bonefall.
Yeah.
Or just deaths
Yeah.
in general. Like,
Yeah, I was talking
yeah.
about like the other deaths that you guys have had. Is that what's
Uh,
kept you guys alive for so long, or is that kind
well-
of just you guys ran out of spell slots so you couldn't heal?
The
Anubis
first
was a paladin that really wanted to help people,
Yeah.
even though, and she was like a beast folk, and she had this thing with like the Minotaur, but then the Minotaur left, and she was sad and didn't like people. But Gino, she bonded her Gino and then died.
Alun
we were
was
chased
like
by-
a level 2 cleric and she got grappled by a flesh meld and then swallowed.
So that was out in the death house.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was like level 2, so it was
Did
like
you
there was
guys-
nothing you could do.
Did you guys
My-
get the talisman from the basement?
No.
No.
Dang.
It
Literally,
was bad.
five of us died. Only one person survived, and that was our retired bard.
Oof.
It was crazy. It was almost a TPK.
That was a fun sessions though with a fucking house. That was scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
I love it when the players like you just show them a new monster, like what the fuck is that?
But nobody in this group knows about that house.
No, they all don't.
No.
Except for one, he retired.
Mm-hmm.
It was sad because he was like pulling the body out and was hoping they were alive, and then they died.
Oh yeah.
They died in mid-air,
It was-
mid run because they died by death
Yep.
saves.
I died
Oh.
in his arms. It was so sad.
And then they had to
And
leave the
Kira's
body
character
because
has
it
to
was
save
wolves were coming after him.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
had a war cleric where I thought was a paladin.
And then 2 people decided to go into the church and
Basement.
die to a fucking child.
Kira and my paladin, was like heard child screams from the basement, so I was like, I wonder what happens. And Kira's character was just infatuated with mine and was like, guess I'm going with.
Yeah, we're not gonna wake up
We died.
anybody. We're gonna just die.
Gino
that was
like,
the start
hey, you
of
guys shouldn't
Gino's
go there."
insecurity.
Yeah,
Let's
and then
go.
the rest of them were like, "No, it's okay, Gino. Just stay here. We'll be back soon." And then
He
Gino
come
ate up
back.
all
Alright.
night. He was like, "They're not back."
The light left him because the spell wore off. He had
Oh,
protected
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
He had protected Eden and then saw it fade away. Poor Gino. The therapy he'll need.
Yeah,
The start of his therapy.
Oh, he's like, when this ends, he's either gonna be like Batman. You're either gonna grow up to die the hero, or else you're gonna you're gonna survive to become.
He'll be the new Strahd.
he's on the verge of that already.
The curse of-
He's close to becoming a Mal.
Yeah, just tempting bronze like that. Just hey, yes, dig deeper.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
use
Lord
that
of the Rings,
abilities.
like giving the ring towards fucking
Yeah.
Gandalf. He could have been
Right.
the most powerful wizard, but he would be tortured and turned into an evil wizard.
Yeah. Do you feel the power? That's what I deal with all the time, Bron.
You want to be an evil
Dig
dragon?
deeper. Dig
Right.
deeper.
Yeah, I just thought of Dig Deeper was just like, hey, I get to save a dragon. It's just like,
Yeah.
one of my fellow buddies, I'm just like, I gotta help him.
And yet
funny,
you save a
but-
dragon.
All right.
I saved the dragon.
Hopefully
brother.
it doesn't come and bite us in the ass.
All right. So Iowa and Gino, you eventually make it towards the center square of Krezk's. Sorry, I forgot to show you the gatehouse, but that's what it looked like. But yeah, so you begin to make your way. You do hear kind of music being played, laughter, as it's strange. You've never heard that ever in any of the villages you've arrived to, as you hear commotion happening at the tavern.
Sounds like Embrace putting on a show.
Indeed.
Let's go see what the others found out. Walks inside the tavern.
You move your token.
Gotcha.
After you.
So a lot of people are drunk over wine.
Oh. It appears that they're drunk. But it's strange because they said... Oh. Bronze. Embrace.
Hello?
Is everyone's in good festives?
You see a new individual.
It's just then he looks. I get into defensive mode. I'm just like, stand back.
Stand back.
You're not ready for this.
Embray will have her arm around Juliet.
Is this the depressed wizard you were talking about?
Get ready.
It is. Ah, you have
Right.
great eyes. Great eyes, Juliet.
She kind of looks at you for a sec, blushes for a moment, and then like pulls a step back. Thank you, but hello, depressed wizard and masked undead person thingy.
Gino kind of like tilts his head slightly.
My name is
Hello.
Juliet, and I also hate the two-fanged fuckface, sticks or whatever.
Gray whispers.
Right, strap. I hate strap.
So a new friend then? Short, armored woman.
Well, it is nice to meet you. He
Well,
kind
she
of looks
holds
at
up
the bronze. He kind of looks at bronze and Embrace a little bit curious, and then he
I just
kinda-
whisper
kinda-
in. It's just like, Ombre made her think that I'm dumb, so I'm playing the part.
Right. And never mind that. Nice to meet you, Juliet. My
Nice.
name's Gino.
Noted. I can't promise I'll remember it, but
Well, I'd hope so. The Depressed Wizard doesn't have a good ring to it.
yes. Sorry,
Zoila.
Gino.
Yes, we were, and we'll kind of like do a little samurai bow.
Juliet will sort of, almost as if shifting her entire demeanor, she'll match it. A proper fighter.
Yes. You can call me that.
Well, I can respect good form. It's good to know that at least one of you isn't stupid. As she sort of stretches.
My form's perfect.
No offense, Jeans, as she sort of puts her hand on Gino.
Embray giggles.
Gino kind of like is a little taken back by the upfront personality, so he just like, right. He kind of sits down. So what did you guys figure out today? Me and Oiwa went to the Abbey, I think it's called. Right, Oiwa?
Yes, the Abbey. We made it to the gate, and then I heard horrible screams of agony and maniacal laughter, and decided that it'd be better if we all went there as a little group. You know,
Awesome. What a
actually protect
coinkydink.
ourselves.
We have heard rumors, or at least I have. Sorry to interject myself, but yeah, apparently the abbey fell a while ago, and the new abbot's been in town for a long while. Apparently he doesn't age at all, or something like that.
Hmm.
Sounds like he's evil, but I was hoping that
And
you guys would be interested in taking him down. And she sort of like stretches out her knuckles and cracks them a bit.
Gino, I know this. She kind of says a little more sobered. I did hear a little bit more, but I think we should wait till we get back, and then I can let you know.
Yes. I was just looking to see the state of the tavern, but it seems everyone's in high spirits. He kind of looks at he kind of looks at Bronze knowingly, like feeling like he had something to do with it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
the Bronze Midnight gave out some drinks to everyone.
He did. It was
Drinks.
this wonderful wine. Yeah,
Wonderful wine.
he was so nice.
Alrin had it on his body, so I made use of it. To bringing everyone's hopes up.
The wine from the winery.
Yes.
As
Well, that was a
you-
wine.
As you notice around the vicinity, roll me a perception check. Only Gino and Iowa. Sorry, my apologies.
Oops, my bad.
As Juliet, Ombre, and Bronze Knight, did you drink that wine?
Juliet did, yeah.
Yeah, Umbre did.
The watered down wine?
No, the wine that you
The
gave.
good stuff.
Oh yeah,
The
I
good
drink it.
Alright, roll me a con save.
My specialty.
Alright, you resist whatever was in that wine, but you notice everybody in the tavern is not moving.
These people can't hold their liquor, I suppose.
Do
It's
I
just
see?
breathing.
quite blood.
It's strangely quiet.
Can I insight the
Just
wine?
noticed.
Sure.
Gonna check somebody's pulse.
Oh great.
Oh, no.
Insighting. You said insight the wine.
As you look at it closely, their pulses are non-existent anymore.
Looks as though these people have been poisoned.
You should
Umbre will
leave
kind of like
right now.
touch her mouth.
Wait, what? The moment that happens, he's
We
gonna.
all drank it.
Your stomach begins to turn a little bit as you cough up blood.
Oh, fuck. Never mind.
Whatever
Maybe-
was in this wine. What?
No.
No. No. Come on. As he's losing it a bit, but he's trying to wake up people. It's just like, come on, don't, please.
As you can see the kind of spider veins across their necks. As for those that were at the Wizard of Wine, there was a bad batch.
Ooh.
As you remember those tankers.
Well,
Mm,
considering
Gino
now it
pick.
does look like we are the only suspects in the murder of an entire tavern, it may be within our best interest to get the fuck out of Dodge.
yes, I agree.
You see the Bronze Knight just standing still, just looking at his hands immediately.
Juliet's gonna kind of place her hand on your shoulder. Listen, Brass Warrior, we don't have much time. We have to go.
He's not moving.
Umbre will grab your hand. Come on.
As for those that coughed up blood,
You said you were gonna
take,
save-
you do take 6 points of damage internal. Your
seem
your
alright,
constitution
Shredder.
is strong enough to resist the poison's contents, but for a lot of these people malnourished without vitamins or even a glance of hope left in their body, the poison was a sedative to kill them. It was 7 of the villagers are dead, including a bartender.
Damn. His only
that
crime
too?
was serving shit wine. He didn't deserve to die for that.
Yes, that.
The Bronze Knight is going to be like in a catatonic state right now.
Remember, you gotta protect Gino. Come on, snap out of it.
Oh, I believe that fell to me.
He showed up and, he mentioned he's supposed to look after Gino or something like that. I mean, but
Yes, and look
he
how that
can't be a
went last
defender
time.
studying around. Yeah.
We'll have to
Let's
see.
just get back to the cottage.
Yes,
We'll
we
have to see that
need
form
to
of
help
yours
her.
soon. Grey-eyed one. Shall we?
Yes, quickly. I want to save Juliet. She doesn't look good.
Let's go then.
You gotta sit down and. Alright. He starts to pace back and forth. I have to wait till Carrie gets back. He should be back from his hunt soon. And then we will decide what to do from there. We must go to the marshlands. The marshlands is part of the prophecy. Oh, fuck. How did it happen? Yes, there were bad batches, but
What do you mean by a bad batch, Gino?
back at the winery, when when we tried to save them, there were good batches, bad batches of the wine. They were all in barrels. There was a fight. Some of the monsters, they probably tainted some of the, fuck me. Either case,
Are there those saplings?
right.
That makes sense.
In either case, as he's still pacing back and forth, he's like checking the window, waiting for Kyrie to come back, then pacing back and forth and checking the window again. And then he finally decides to sit down, trying to but he's like heaving. Fuck. We can't stay here for long. How did it happen?
I'm no expert on public relations, but if we want to patch things up, perhaps we do a big favor for the village. My money's on something like raiding the abbey, or at least investigating it. Unless there's other issues we can solve. I know they've mentioned a wolf problem, but I don't see an easy way to solve that.
A regular wolf problem? Or more
Not
bipedal
too
one?
sure. Some regular wolves, some werewolves. I'm sure all of them have to do with that, blood-sucking leech.
Indeed.
Regular wolves are no problem. But the wolves that Strahd send are a different situation.
Can we tell how bad this poison is on Juliet? Like how long it would last on her?
It doesn't
or...
seem like it affected her that much compared to most other people. You can tell she has a strong constitution against the poison, and most other that drank it as well, like the Bronze Knight. But for a mortal human that doesn't have that kind of strong immunity to poisons or anything high toxic.
For a non-adventurer.
Yeah. It's basically death.
Okay.
As some
How'd
of
you
the
see
wines
it?
that you've collected are good, and some are bad. You don't know which ones are good or bad.
We might have just poisoned the Burgomaster.
Yes.
Fair.
He kind of like looks up, glaring. He's not glaring at Embre, but he's glaring at the realization. When she mentions it, he like immediately he immediately looks up at her and says, "Yes, that's why we need to." Fuck.
Yeah, this just got serious pretty quick.
After a while, Kyrie, you eventually get to the gates. You do find another 2 more hares. There's a total of 5 hares after you spent the last 4 hours out there. As you come across at the 3 o'clock you wanted to.
Would that be with my natural explorer ability?
Yeah, there's like
Or
nothing out here. Most
Okay.
of the werewolves and wolves have eaten them. Strahd is purposely trying to kill people.
And I didn't see any wolves and try to kill any?
No.
Okay.
No. As you make it back, as you see the hares, and as you're kind of holding them in like a bag, as the gates open up.
Thanks for letting me in.
As they don't say much. As you begin to move across the crunchy snow. Where would you like to go?
I think we were supposed to meet back up at the cottage, so I'm going to head over to the cottage.
Alright, Kyrie, you eventually begin to make your way. I'll put you on the map so you can make your own accord to the cottage. As Gino, with your eyes very hesitant, you do notice someone walking with a bag in his hand and his bow in his other hand.
As Gino notices his figure, he like runs outside, and then he like opens the door. Come in, come in.
I got supper.
You see a new face in there in the mix of the group.
Come in, come in, come inside, quickly. Kind of shuts the door hurriedly.
Hey,
Sit.
what's with the pushing?
It just seems our friends here have poisoned an entire tavern full of people.
Well, accidentally, I don't think Gino saying they didn't know. Apparently, some of the wine they got could have been bad or good. And now we also realized we gave one to the Baron.
Yes, accident or no.
So I
there's
take
still-
it you guys went right to the Baron's house as soon as you discovered this to,
Not yet. We were waiting for you.
No, I'm currently just
How
sitting
long
here.
has it been?
20 minutes. But since you arrived here, several hours.
Well, our new friend here too, she had coughed up a little bit, but she's doing fine now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Whoever
Juliet,
did that.
this is Kyrie. Kyrie, this is Juliet.
Kyrie,
Hi,
you're the one that, right. You wouldn't happen to know another ranger? Similar in stature, red hair?
No.
Hmm.
Actually, you know what? What I read, just in case.
I don't think you were introduced with the red hair character, were you?
No.
No, he died in the church.
Oh, okay.
It was a while ago.
Funny, you remind me of him a little.
But
Or at least
Right.
according to what you guys said, we really don't have time to do this. You've got
Yes.
whoever's responsible has to go to the burgomaster now.
I know. That's why we're waiting for you. And he
You should
kind
have
of
been waiting
like
for me.
he kind of like runs over and grabs the bag, if you allow him, of course, and takes out how many hairs did you grab?
We got
Get
five.
all together?
It's
5?
3 pounds each.
He's gonna grab 3. This is why we needed you here. At least we can try to reprimand or salvage the situation with this gift.
I'm gonna put the rest of the hairs just on the just outside, and I'm gonna kind of hang them and put bear trap to kind of protect them, and then follow along too.
Alright, you arrive towards the burgomaster's place. You can see a guard on duty.
We have more gifts for the burgomaster and his wife and his family.
as he looks towards you. Family. He chuckles a little bit. 1 moment. Knocks on the door. As he opens it up. As he
Why
looks
did
fine.
he chuckle?
So you do see Dimitri coming open. What is it now? These adventurers came back to see fit a gift for you and your wife. Huh? As he looks at you, grabbing his hatchet. So he looks closely. He looks fine, as you guys seen. Maybe he didn't open the bottle, or maybe he did. Hard to say.
Good evening, sir. We just came back to, we noticed that maybe just one wine, as he looks at the rest of the party, wasn't enough. And, and we decided to, offer these meats as well. Our hunter in our party is very skilled at getting some of the best quality meats. And, we were just here to offer you some hares. And he offers 3 of them.
Grabs the bag. Thank you for your kind hospitality. You don't see this very much around these people. I thank you kindly for that stay. I
Did you
hope.
drink your wine already?
As he looks towards you. Why?
We just wanted to see if you enjoyed it. It was, you know, a specialty, and
Some of it's been poisoned.
As he looks at you, the guards begin to lift up their blades towards you.
no. We
Poison?
immediately
You would
offers
poison
his
me?
hands up.
no,
No, sir.
we promise.
I didn't poison it. And you also see that, like, as all the weapons are being
He
raised and
drops
stuff,
the hairs on the
Oiro
ground.
looks like perfectly calm. He does not look concerned at all.
Same here. I'm not even sure what the heck is going on, really.
For you see,
The night
down
is still
south-
fucking
down
catatonic.
south at the winery, sir.
Shouts at Anna to come forth. They tried to poison us. Bring us
No,
wine.
I promise.
No, sir.
Please let us explain.
Respectfully, sir, why would we come back and tell you it's poisoned? And also, why would we come back with meat?
So you can sweeten the deal, like Strahd would.
I mean,
But
if we
we
were
would
trying
tell
to
you it's
poison-
poisoned?
right, wouldn't that defeat the purpose of it being secret? Like,
As he breaks the bottle on the ground, smashing it to bits. You have until tomorrow, and leave here. As he kicks the hairs on the ground. Out of my sight now. As he closes the door, slamming it hard.
Ember's
Well,
just
that-
shaking a little.
That was honestly one of the best ways that could have ended.
Yes.
Not exactly. That perfectly good food.
Well, at least we did what we needed now, so we'll just
Alright.
get some rest for the night.
Are the hairs outside or inside?
They're outside and they're bashed to the ground. Like, they're all, like, ripped apart.
Oh, so the bones are all
Oh, and
shattered and everything else like
yeah,
that. So
they're,
nothing's edible.
you can still eat roadkill if you want.
No. We got 2 good ones in the house still.
As the guard looks at you, you disgust me. Leave my sight.
I discussed
I
most
start
people.
heading back towards the cottage again.
What little hope they had left is now tarnished.
Well,
Oh, man.
I suppose, do we want to pay them back at all, or is there no love lost here?
Well, I believe that telling them that they're lucky not to have died would be service enough, but they don't seem to
Right.
see it that way, so...
You saved the burgermaster at least.
Well,
Yeah.
we could either deal with the wolf problem, deal with the abbey, or your friend mentioned something about marshlands.
So
I mean, I think even
we
if
gotta
dealing
go to
with
the
like the
cottage
wolves at this
before we
point,
start talking about that.
yeah, it almost seems like we already owe them. I think that might be like, I don't know. That was interesting.
kind of figured out why there's no children.
Oh, yes, Gino, that reminds me. Now that we're back, I told you I'd let you guys all know. The reason why it seems like there's probably a lot less people is after Strahd wiped out
Wait.
most of them.
And he kind of like hushes her over, and as he like kind of notions for them to start walking back to the cottage. Let's get out of the earshot of the guards.
Alright, as you do that, I'd like
I
you
thought
all
we
to
were
roll me a
already
perception check. For those that got rumors, have advantage from the get-go from the tavern, so the three of you.
Like 3 of us got 18s.
7.
Yeah.
Alright. I would say Ombre's the only one who would recall, as there is a location you haven't seen yet, is in one of the rumors you heard about the Morning Lord's pool. If you ever want to visit, that is a location. But you head back towards your cottage nearby as you head inside.
No. What were you saying, Embray?
Oh, yeah, so, when we were at the bar, or the tavern, I had heard a couple of things, and while they were speaking of Strahd and how I mentioned that there weren't a lot of the people here, and you were saying it was pretty empty. So it looks like if Strahd hadn't taken care of them, it was more that they went mad, starved to death, and turned to cannibalism. So, not the greatest of things, but that might explain for a lot of the population.
Wait. And Oiwa, you said you heard sounds of screaming, torture almost, at the abbey.
Yes.
That must mean
Ravens, most likely.
after the rebellion, after they stormed the castle, Strahd must have punished them. But why would he keep them alive? Just for torture? I guess the ultimate punishment is the ultimate reminder.
Oh, and I also did hear something about a pool. Not too much though, but that was the only other thing that kind of came up in passing while we were there.
Just
What time of day is it, Red? Is it still midday, or is it close to sunset?
It's about 4 o'clock, so it's getting closer to sunset.
That's not good.
But it's always like gloomy here anyway, so it's hard to tell. Especially when it's cold here.
The only problem is the rumors. The rumors of nighttime. Something happens at nighttime here.
Oh, what happens at nighttime here?
It's not my rumor though. Oh, see, it's not my rumor, so I don't know in game. But OC, there's rumors of something taking children.
Oh,
Middle of the night.
if you mention that, then I'll say,
Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know. Gino doesn't know. I was just talking out loud.
Also, there's, when I was asking the guard for a hunting party, they don't ever leave. Because I guess they're surrounded by werewolves and regular wolves.
Yes,
They
I've
say
heard
they
this too.
come. They say they come in as their humanoid forms. They get all chummy with the citizens of this town, and when they wake up, their children are gone. It's been a few weeks and since the last time, and there was 3 kids that were taken. That sounds an awful lot like werewolves.
Yes, well, certainly. I wouldn't mind flaying some wolves from their hide.
They have an encampment a few miles northeast of here.
Well,
Maybe about a day's trip. I wasn't really told.
Interesting.
Red, when we were passing, this is a okay. When we were passing by the town, right, and the guards was showing us the town before we split up. Would you say there was a limited number of children in
There's a
those houses?
there's only maybe per household. There's probably let's just put a number here actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like one per house family.
Okay.
There's not very many. There's a few kids. So population, I'd say it's probably like 20 kids max in this place, but they're kept inside. They're never allowed outside.
Okay.
So my theory is that's the reason why they don't really want help from us. Is because they might think maybe we're werewolves in disguise. That's just a theory.
I would also point out that the abbey is in Krezk, and we are no longer welcome here after tomorrow, so if we were to deal with the abbot, it wouldn't have to be now. We could deal with the werewolves later.
yeah,
I'm
this is true.
going to take out my dagger, and I'm going to walk up to the new person, and I'm going to put the blunt edge on either her hand or her head, and see if it starts stinging or burning.
I'm gonna make a contested
What are you doing?
athletics check to stop you.
Okay, roll.
Athletics?
Yeah.
You're trying to push.
What are you doing, Kyrie?
She kind of
Testing.
catches your hand, and she'll take the blade out of your hand and put it on her hand herself.
What?
It stopped burning?
You notice no burning as she
Okay.
passes the blade back. Next
Thank you.
time, simply ask a woman before you try and stab her with a blade.
If I was trying to stab, you wouldn't have seen me coming.
Right. And
But-
you wouldn't have either. Your head would be rolling on the floor. Anyways,
I do appreciate you taking out any skepticism,
yes.
especially when there are rumors of werewolves around the area. You can't be too careful.
Yes, that's true.
Why didn't you just ask?
Do you really
Regardless,
think somebody's going to tell the truth?
An honorable person would.
we need to
Werewolves are
get
not
going. If we only have a few more hours left, we might as well get to the Abbey. Besides, I'm sure if they believe we murdered an entire tavern full of people, the Abbey will be on high alert. They won't know how we did it, so they'll either fear us or, worse, they'll be preparing to sort of make an example out of us.
I think we should maybe hit the lake first, though.
The morning pool or whatever.
Yes.
The morning pool.
Well,
Shrine of
the
Sun.
The abbot does make a hobby of going there, but I'd imagine it would be earlier rather than later, so.
Well, I suppose if we are to face him, then it would be better not to do it where he is most comfortable.
Yeah. Agreed.
And let's make haste. Daylight is burning. Is everyone ready to go?
Yeah, I jangle a little bit in my... Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I'm ready. I thought I had silver pieces, so I was going to say I jangled in my pouch a little bit and noticed I have silver pieces. I could have just attempted.
And make sure you grab those hairs, Kyrie. We're gonna need them. He kind of stands up, looking at the cottage. It's a shame. I really like this place. It reminds me of home.
Yeah. I'll go out and I'll undo the trap and grab my hairs, and put the them back in the bag and sling them over my shoulder.
It's like I like everybody roll me an insight check.
$17.
At 20.
Mr. Bronze automatically fails it.
Alright, Juliet, you feel enticed to separate yourself from the party for the time being. You feel like there's something happening, as you only have the gleam's interests for your own intention to go view it for yourself. Depending if you decide to. If you decide
Where am I being sort of compelled to go?
towards the Burgermaster.
Juliet's gonna sort of fight it, sort of knowing that splitting up is a bad idea.
Okay.
Hmm.
You just have like an ill fate
Yeah.
of like hope of something that's going to happen.
What's wrong?
Yeah. I get a bad feeling, but it's probably nothing. I can't help but wonder about the Burgermaster a little bit.
We should probably
Ironic.
go with your gut feeling before we do our just go wandering.
Well,
Maybe
only
we
have
should
the day in the
We'll
town.
visit there before we go to the pool.
Go.
I mean, now that you said it, Juliet, Gina's definitely going to want to go, so
Yep.
I think that's where we're headed.
If you're having a sixth sense, we might as well take advantage of it.
Perhaps Lathander works in mysterious ways.
We don't even know what you are yet.
Well, Fandom.
Could
He
be
kind of
something
like says under his breath, remembering. as he says under his breath, Lathander, and then shakes his head. Let's go.
Alright, so you all going towards the pool?
No, we're gonna go towards the Burgermaster's house.
Burgermeister.
All of
Yeah.
you?
Yep.
Yep.
Roll me still check.
Oh gosh.
Is it nighttime?
No,
Probably
it's
not.
it's starting dusk.
It's still day, and she got a nat one, baby. Let's go.
yeah.
Damn.
I'm assuming you're not
Okay.
all together, are you?
Yeah.
I thought
I mean,
we were.
I thought we did. I thought we were. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, I probably
Yeah.
would have like.
While Juliet's kind of doing that, I'll kind of keep her from falling face forward.
She
Face first on that shoulder.
sort of thinks she's sneaking, but she's actually just marching with purpose, like clearly stomping really heavily and like fists clenched.
With my stealth check, I just got
As
a
you get
10,
stopped
so
by a
it might be
guard,
like-
Ombre, Juliet, and Kyrie, they do not let you pass through. Be gone! As Iowa and Gino sneaks through.
Fuck.
Trust me.
Listen. I almost said Ophelia. Juliet will walk up to the guard. Listen, I
Be
know you don't
gone,
trust him.
or you will be banished from here forever. You're not welcome here anymore.
Juliet's gonna kind of turn to the other two, and then she'll kind of whisper, I don't know how your party handles these sorts of things, so I won't knock him upside the head, but, just snap twice and I will. And she sort of,
No.
like, stands back up.
But you could tell the guards about your what you're feeling.
Oh,
Maybe they
yes,
might take
because
that
in a
into
town full of
consideration.
skeptics in religion and evil things, telling them I had a prophetic vision, that'll go over well.
I think it'd be going better than saying nothing.
She'll turn again. If you must know, my god compels me to speak with your burgomaster.
He does not wish to see your likes.
Are both the guards like caught up with her?
There's two guards there, and then you can see there's kind of a conflict as you do see in the distance on the wall. You see arrows drawn.
But like they're focused on
fuck.
Juliet.
We can't see these arrows. Only the
no.
forward, the vanguard can.
If they're Yeah, if they're both focused on
Shit.
Juliet, then I'm gonna.
They don't want you anywhere near him.
I
especially
don't
with
blame
this.
him. And with me having arrows on me, that doesn't really look good either.
Well, yeah, you guys probably could slaughter this entire village.
Yeah, so if they're focused on Juliet, Embre's gonna cast invisibility and then try to get past to go catch up with Oiwa and Gino.
And I'm just gonna stick with.
So are you moving away from them?
That's what I was saying. If they're both focused on
Alright,
Juliet,
so
while
you
she
begin
kind
to
of helps them.
backtrack and then hide into one of the alleyways. Now be gone before we will have to take measures.
Let's go, Juliet. No point in staying here.
Fine.
I think you guys left the Bronze Knight in the cabin.
Yeah, I don't think anybody cared about you. You poisoned everybody.
Yeah, he's in a catatonic state right now. My boy is
Hmm.
traumatized.
I think we left Bronze behind in the cabin. If you're having this bad feeling, maybe we should go and retrieve him.
And then, yeah, I'll chase after Gino and Oiwa.
Alright. So you three together stay together as a team. The other three obviously return back to the cabin, depending if Juliet wants to do something, they don't have to, if they don't feel like it's necessary.
Juliet will kind of lean over to Kyrie. I still think we could take him, but no use making an entire enemy out of the village, right?
Well, that and they're just doing their job. Look at what happened. Like, would you trust anybody? A group of people that just said that they tried to poison your burgomaster?
No, I wouldn't, but I'm also not them. I wouldn't be knocked out so easily. You can clearly tell at this point that she is a very overconfident individual.
Yeah, and that kind of gets me concerned because we've already got an overconfident individual. But no, I don't think it's a good idea to start anything.
Alright, well... As soon as I hear commotion, though, I don't give a fuck. I'm running past them.
Alright, you guys.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure they're gonna run there too. So.
So do you guys
if
want to
you wanna-
wait where they're at, or do you want to head back towards the cabin?
I'm going to keep heading back towards the cabin because if we need bronze, then it'd be good to have him with us.
Juliet's just gonna sort of sit outside, and she'll let the guards know. I don't plan on going in there unless I hear some sort of threatening noises.
They're like
don't
locked.
worry.
It's further away. They're not even letting you get close to the cabin.
Yeah.
You can see it.
She's just sort of like letting them know.
You said our cabin was right here? Oh,
It's over here, closer to the
Okay.
lake.
So I'm gonna tell her to make sure to scream if you need us to come, because I'm gonna try to get bronze.
Right. Alright, for the rest of them, Gino, Iowa, and eventually you bump, as Omri kind of scares you, she bumps into you as she's invisible.
Or we would immediately
Jesus
unsheath his
Christ.
short sword and then just like thrust it out towards
Wait,
Embray and then realize it's you.
it's me, sorry.
You can't see her, she's just invisible, she's just talking.
Jesus, Embray, you scared the fuck out of me.
Sorry.
So, shall we see if this gut feeling's all about?
Right. Well, Juliet's the one who felt it. But I'm also It's like thinking about he's still thinking about the fucking massacre. Just the fucking wine incident.
Alright. As you guys begin to glimpse in from the bushes from afar, you see a knock begin eventually interrupting a dinner. Boiled chicken from the burgomaster's wife, grumbling as you hear, "Who would be out at this time at dusk?" As Dimitri throws a napkin and bib on the table. "Perhaps it is the wall watcher, dear," as Anna suggests. "He better have spot hell itself in interrupting us." Dimitri undoes many locks in front of his door and opens to reveal a strange youthful priest wearing a pleasant expression. He's dressed in a simple monk's robe, adorned except for a wooden holy symbol depicting of the sun. As Dimitri, the priest. The burgomaster is clearly distressed. Abbot, what do we have to owe you upon this pleasure? As Anna suggests, come in, as her face is rather strained with a smile. The honor, Abbot Krezk. May I come in? Of course. We were just having stew. Would you like to have some? No. No, thank you. I do not favor the taste of chicken now. Dimitri, I am here for but a simple reason. I'm here to make a difference about your son. As you watch Dimitri furrow his brow. My son is dead. 7 days hence. I know. That's precisely the difference I like to make. Come, let us speak in private.
What does Abbott's physique look like?
He's just looks like a monk, cloaked. He looks human. But he's taller than normal. He stands about 8 feet.
It's us.
As you guys begin to make and kind of hide your way through another bush to get in the back area, to just hear a conversation. As you roll perception checks, please. DC's a 10.
Let's get closer.
21.
Alright, Gina, you hear nothing.
Thank God. We got people on our team.
Precisely the difference I like to make. Come, let us speak in private. Like a gentle but firm shepherd, Abbott leads Dimitri into another room. As Anna grimaces, we know nothing of him, not his name, not his homeland, and it appears years ago, shortly after Dimitri and I had our first child. He claims to be sent by the Morning Lord himself, that he would redeem this land and rekindle hope, as she scoffs a little bit. I hope some hope we're hopeful at first. He cleaned up the abbey. He buried the nuns and priests who lost it years before, whose corpses our forefathers did not dare touch, let alone bury. For some time in the centuries the church bell rang. Sermons were held. I took our child up to the abbey for service. The abbot even baptized our first 3 children. But by the time we had our last Ilya, who we buried just last week, the abbot had changed. The Bellevues, that family of lepers, heard of the mysterious priest. They heard of a miracle he performed, a curling blind, and the disease. They came from the hills to their ancestry leprosy, cleansed. The abbot obliged. I saw his work at first hand, but the Bellevues wanted more. They wanted to be beautiful, but even the abbot could not reverse centuries of inbreeding. It ate at him for years. How could he redeem Barovia if he could not redeem the pack of lepers? And so his pride, he worked tirelessly to perfect the Bellevues. But the Bellevues had a strange notion of perfection. They did not want to be ordinary. They wanted the eyes of a cat, to fly like a bat, and the strength of a mule in a serpent gully. As you watch her face go to darkness, darkens a little bit as the abbey obliges. That the abbot itself uses an otherworld power to transform the Bellevues into what she sees today. A spider-faced coven, hooved abominations with arms and legs of a bat. She fell upon us like the plague. All her blight and kin did. Those were not forced to kill were collected by the abbot himself, like wayward dogs, And there, in the madhouse of the hospital, do they still linger, howling all throughout the night for food and entertainment, for freedom and a further perfection. As she shivers violently, I tell you this, 20 years, we still do not know his name. He has not aged in a day, I swear. 20 years he has developed not a single wrinkle, not a single gray hair, and he was already older than us when we first met. Yet we alone bore the years, I fear. The angel sent to us has since become a monster. As she speaks to herself. As the abbot and the Dmitri eventually emerges shortly afterwards. She begins to ask her husband and to discuss Dmitri, as he does not answer. He walks to grab a shovel, leading the abbot to the backyard, where Ilya is buried. I'd like you guys to roll me a stealth check with advantage.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast invisibility at 2nd level on me and Iowa.
I don't
It's
think
already you'd have to cast it at third
at
level.
third
to be
level for
team.
two.
Oh, 3rd level? Oh, fuck.
I mean,
Oh, man, Iowa.
I have expertise in stealth, so
Okay, oh, never mind then. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it for me then.
yeah, I got it.
So do I. I still rolled a 10 or a 2.
Alright, is your hidden and invisible 10 is the DC anyways, but if you were caught, I don't know what I would have done.
Exactly, and I don't listen. There have been stranger things.
You see the shovel as the abbot in the backyard. Ilya is buried. Anna follows and grows more and more panicky and reads it see fit. Anna snatches Dimitri's shirt violently, shaking her husband, wailing in pain. Only the mother can only know. Dimitri's stone face steadies. His wife shouts, "He can bring him back, Anna. We can raise Ilya from the dead. We will have a boy again. Don't you understand?" As Anna babbles something, only her husband hears, grimacing and snarls, "We are not the Belleviews! We are not! Our boy was already perfect! Forgive me, but I am the father, and I want my son back, and I will give anything! And you will cut it out." As the abbot, "And you will." The ageless priest cares little for the shovel. With a silent gesture, the earth rolls and cleaves, spitting up the coffin, adorned with symbols as his power of might of magic erupts the earth, bringing forth the coffin of the child, the symbols of the morning lord. The coffin opens without a mortal touch, revealing a graven teenager. The rats not yet have been at it yet, all nor the worms. The abbot's strange unsettling priest begins to glow a celestial bright light. His hand like two torches that in the dark, whose flame mends and warms. Kneel together to welcome a world without sin. Together we shall warn away the night, and there is no grave that may hold the faithful down. Arise, Ilya Krezk! Arise, the warmth light, trumpet of the morning lord! As the abbot shines a very radiant sun, banishing the night, and with a brilliant dim you see Ilya's son, Dmitri, once dead, no longer dead. His eyes open as he screams, "Ah!" As you watch him wake, as he screams profusely, a black bottle of souls awaits for someone to take a swig. As he says, as the abbot lingers enough for Dmitri and Anna to call upon him for a favor, if he refuses, of course. As they spend the time quiet, concealing Ilya with no avail, as he screams in the night. As the abbot eventually leaves quietly as he came, wading through the empty streets of Krezk, you see him spot a torchlight, his teeth gleam with a smile of sincerity. It sickens you. Up the slope he goes, a baleful howls of can only the Bellevues unceasingly in their demands of hunger for company and course of perfection. As we end our scene, as that's what you see.
Okay.
Kind of whispers over to Oiwa and Embray. This is not right. Resurrection magic is banned. Mikey, it's unforgivable. No one should be able to control life or death. It's unnatural.
Kind of crazy.
Perhaps the abbot is as mad as they say. That
This isn't
boy was
right.
not. That boy wasn't brought back from the dead.
I agree, Oiwa.
Brought back to the world of the living to suffer.
Whatever that boy is, it is not their son.
Guess we should tell everyone.
Yes, let's make great haste.
I'd like to slay a priest. First time for everything, I suppose.
More importantly, he kind of looks back at the mansion. We'll have to come back here and dispose of whatever that creature is.
Alright, as you leave back. I'm assuming it scared some of you guys with that scream. As you head back towards the cabin, the sun dwindles to a sunset as the orange hues of the snow and clouds begin to diminish into a cold, brisk wind. As you arrive towards the cabin, as you've seen something you could never unsee ever again.
Harry, Bronze. We need to talk. In fact, honestly, there's not much to say. But the priest, Abbott, he's been using resurrection magic. I'm pretty sure he's been using some of that magic to siphon to maintain his youthful appearance. No doubt, the taint of Strahd has corrupted him. I believe ever since the rebellion and failure to overthrow him has corrupted his very soul. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Dimitri's wife, Anna. I heard a conversation that she was having with herself. Sounds like we might not be dealing with a mere priest.
It definitely sounded a lot bigger than just that.
You guys brought Juliet back with you?
I would have stopped to grab her, yeah.
You just see their faces like shocked. What they saw is they probably tell you a little bit, Juliet.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
You did hear
Sounds
the
like-
screams of the child, though. It's horrific. It's unnatural.
It sounds like something my god would not get behind, so I have no qualms going over and ending whatever's happening in that godforsaken building.
Yes, the gods have long forsaken this place. He probably still thinks that he is doing his Lord's work.
I'm gonna open the door to the cabin.
Perhaps it's
And
time
I'm
for
gonna
him
walk in.
to meet his lord in a more intimate setting.
I like this one.
And she'll kind of smirk at that. So,
Let's get going. Bronze, are you okay?
He doesn't say anything. In fact, he kind of looks like an armor stand. She just looks lifeless at this point.
You know,
So we go to the lake.
I think he's feeling really guilty.
1 second, Kyrie.
at the tavern.
1 second, Kyrie. As he kind of like walks up towards Bronze, and looks up at him. You didn't know. I didn't know. But I do know what it feels like to know grief. Your work isn't done, though. My work isn't done. And the things I saw, the things we saw, as he kind of motions towards Oiwa and Embray, those things are breaking the natural order. And one thing I learned from my master, nature always, and I mean always, fixes itself. And before more people get hurt, we want to do as much as we can to prevent little as possible. Little as much as possible.
And of course, it wasn't in your hands, but this is what I was warning you about. My actions have consequences. Well,
Why to you?
to everybody.
Come, Bronze. We have much work to do. This town, even though it needs saving, even though it doesn't want saving, we still must.
He says nothing, but he'll move.
Is everyone ready?
Yes. I wonder what the priest will think when he sees an actual dead man walking. And the lips of the kind of mouth of the mask of Oiwas will just curl into a sinister smile.